All right, and welcome to the Champions of the Rift Finals. Now, for those of you who might not know exactly what that is, it is an online league that I run on my Discord where competitors get together once a week and get a matchup. Once they do, let me actually start that over. 1 second, guys, because we gotta, I think, turn down some stuff just to be safe. Sorry. I don't want to hear too much of that in feedback. Okay. All right. Let's see what else is said. Matt, cool. Okay. Awesome. But yeah, we're going to be broadcasting the finals for you guys. It's going to be pretty good. So things to look forward there. All right. All right, here we go. The Champions of the Rift Finals is going to be starting here momentarily. With that being said, this is an online league that I run on my Discord, and what it specifically does is allow people to get together at the beginning of the week. They'll get their matchup and coordinate with their opponent on when they can play their match. They then also can go ahead and play a challenge that is best of 3 as well, which will help them go ahead and get the practice in that they need. So really fun way to get some good competition in without absolutely, having the full commitment of a tournament. So really fun, free league, and both of these competitors have made it to the finals in this bracket. So that's been so fun to see. And we have both competitors entering into the arena to get ready with their start, picking the battlefields, and we will see what all that entails. So this is going to be a best of 3 match, and like I said, this has been a single elimination bracket through the entire series, and both these competitors have been able to battle their way through, and man, it's been exciting to see. So with that being said, everything is getting together right now. They are finishing up, picking their battlefields, and we will see what is in store here as Matt takes on Freaks. So I'm going to be really curious to see how all of this will unravel here. Now, of course, Matt is going to be on the red team while Freaks is blue, and it is Master Yi versus Master Yi here. And the mulligans are beginning. And so I'm going to be curious to see how all of this will continue to unravel here. We'll try our best to get you guys information on the cards as they go out. But both these players, so you understand, once we started the end of season tournament, had their legends locked. Not only that, the other competitors had no idea who the legends were that they were going against, but you could go ahead and change up your decks at any time in these certain matchups. And so that's going to be the biggest thing here is that, yeah, it looks like Freaks is going to be winning the die roll here and going first. And so this is going to be an interesting matchup having Master Yi versus Master Yi. And I'm going to be interested to see what will happen here at the outcome. Freaks is a dang good Master Yi player and not someone to sleep on in this case because he can go ahead and take down pretty much the best of them. He's had some great track records so far on this. Being able to go ahead and do incredibly well on the Rift Lab trials and in multiple tournaments as well. So very competent and skilled Master Yi player. And this is interesting, too, that Master Yi ended up making it to the finals on both sides here. So definitely something to see and keep in mind there. Now, no green at all whatsoever for Matt in this first match. But looks like he's going to go ahead and immediately start with a Snapvine, which is going to go ahead and deal 6 damage to the Clockwork. And is there going to be anything to respond? Not in this case. So that will be immediately going away. And we will see how that goes as the first mate goes ahead and gets the first mate with Defender or with Shield +2. So not only is Master Yi going to be adding additional points, but also Shield +2 is going to be such a difficult thing to go around. And I mean, right now you see in Freak's hand, this is difficult. Having 2 White Flame Protectors in the opening hand, at least you do have a discipline and whatnot, but you do not want to have to spend anything else, especially when you are so low on units. But again, another Snapvine Predator is going to be very scary to have to go against. But with all the runes open, this is going to be something very interesting to see how Matt is going to want to go ahead and attack in on this. 5 cards in hand for a Master Yi player is incredibly scary to have to go against here. And so you want to be so careful on how you go in. 5 runes, though, with especially having to go ahead and recycle 2 with the Snapvine, that can really begin to cost you. And if he has to do that again, it will, I mean, heck, that would put him almost 2 turns behind at that point. But you're seeing a big difference here in competitors on what they are able to do here, because I mean, you see Freaks that has, you know, all the big creatures and the response here, and at the same time, gosh, another Snapvine coming out. This will at least get some answers out. And so it looks like a Discipline is going to be coming out, adding +2 and being able to draw a card. And then also an Unguard and an Unguard. So that is so much utility that has to be used at that point. Just so the Snapvine falls in this case, and the Pit Rookie goes ahead and survives. That's one of the hardest parts about this, though, is 3 cards in hand, 2 White Flame Protectors, and a Tasty Faefolk. And so this is interesting. And now, of course, we at least have a Find Your Center, but still not necessarily something that you would want to necessarily see at this point in the game. Master Yi is still also able to go ahead and be in this game as well for Freaks as an option. And being able to hold the battlefield will allow him to draw another card. And so this is curious. This is a lot of good answers. The charm coming off of holding the battlefield is going to be a very big difference maker. But it looks like the Tasty Faefolk is just going to go ahead and switch in. And then the charm to grab the Snapvine. Now, of course, 2 will be added to the Tasty Faefolk with the Master Yi ability. And the Snapvine is no more. So that alone could have been something to really set back the opponent. And now we have White Flame Protectors that could very well be coming into this game. It's going to be interesting to see how all of this continues to play out here. The 2 Masks of Foresight, I really feel like are almost a little bit dead in this situation for Matt as the red player. I mean, yes, you are able to go ahead and add +1 in this case, but still, that could be something very well slowing you down. And then also going in and playing the Clockwork, paying the 1 to also be able to draw a card, trying to get any and all answers at this point, but it almost feels like it might be too little too late, because I mean, if the Pit Rookie can go ahead and take this battlefield, oh gosh, that's going to be almost over. So White Flame Protector at this point is going to be a big swing in building even more board presence, and you can see Matt starting to maybe get a little bit locked out here. And yeah, there we go, recycling the 2. The White Flame Protector coming in, adding +8 to a unit. So that is going to be 10 to 6 at that point. Well, 10 to 8, also considering the Battlefield, Master Yi's ability, and the Mask of Foresight, and still able to get over that. And that is the power of the White Flame Protector. Now, of course, that top deck also being, you know, the Primal, that's going to be adding 7 at that point. But I really do think unfortunately, that the double Snapvine ended up actually hurting Matt a little bit more, recycling 4 runes and setting him back pretty much 2 turns at that point, just not necessarily being able to work out there. And so going up to 7 at this point, and you very well could go ahead and switch the White Flame Protector in with the Pit Rookie, and that's going to be 12 that you then have to get over at that point at the minimum. Now, of course, Matt doesn't know the cards in hand for Freaks at this point, and this is going to be a tough thing. You see 6 cards in hand. And another Tasty at this point, bringing back the Pit Rookie and saying pass with 2 at the ready. This is going to be interesting to see then what we can go ahead and get. The charm is basically dead at this point, unfortunately. That's still going to be 10 that you have to get over, and that's assuming that there are no responses in the hand of Freaks at this point. And so I'm going to be curious to see how this will play out. I mean, at this point, this is a landlock. Even if you are able to go ahead and take over these battlefields, the White Flame Protector could very well just move in at this point and be able to take this back. So I'm going to be curious to see what all is going to get responded to at this point. But I don't think Matt necessarily has an answer to get back into this game. Now, yeah, it looks like he is going to be going ahead and moving in with the Kiana at this point. Then going to go in with the Primal to go ahead and add +7, and a Defy coming out at that, but also answering with a Defy of his own. The final push here of Matt in this game one with the answers when he needs it, but still, it will not feel good to go ahead and kill that Tasty Feyfolk, because that is going to channel 2 runes and then be able to draw a card on top of that. So, I mean, even adding more to the arsenal here. But, I mean, Kiana needs to be able to get some answers going for her. The charm could be a good step in the right direction. And it looks like that will be played with Notifies in hand for Freaks. And taking back over, that's going to be clearing both battlefields. But again, the White Flame Protector, all the runes being spent at that point because of the Tasty Feyfolk. And it is going to be 5-7. Now, both battlefields do in this case need to be taken. There is 1 rune at the ready. And don't forget about the Mask of Foresight in Matt's base. He is fighting for dear life here. Though the White Flame Protector coming in at this point would add +8, which might be enough to go ahead and take 1 battlefield. And then I don't know if there is going to be a response for Matt to be able to take back that battlefield this turn. And so that very well could be sealing game 1, as the White Flame Protector does come out at this point, adding +8 to the other White Flame Protector to move in and try to take this battlefield. And yeah, it looks like that is exactly what is going to be happening here. The first mate is going to be coming into play to then go ahead and take it with the other White Flame Protector, securing game number 1. Now, yes, for this being a finals, it's going to be really interesting to see how all of this is going to play out, because, man, this could be a very quick game, because both Master Yi decks are going to be almost reactionary. I'm going to go ahead and defend here. Okay, cool. What can I do to attack in? Can I do this? Does it work? Yes? No? Okay, let's continue. So this is going to be interesting, because it's almost the same as a Kai'Sa v Kai'Sa mirror match as well, where it's the removals. I'm going to take a battlefield. Okay, cool. I'm going to take it back. And you just kind of do this back and forth and see who can end up drawing better and getting this win. So game 1 is going to Freaks. And again, like I said, very avid player, great player of Master Yi, and has had an amazing track record, not only in this league, but in the online community as a whole. So I'm going to be curious to see what else he is going to be able to do to get this game going, and seeing if he can go ahead and 2-0 Matt. But at the same time, I'm not going to be counting out Matt by any means necessary. He's going to be able to go first this time, and that could be a big tide shift in and of itself. But again, what are you going to be sighting in as Matt and Freaks going against a Master Yi? That's going to be one of the biggest things. And even if you do decide what you're going to be sighting in, will it be enough? Will you be able to find those cards? And will it make an impact on this game number 2? I'm going to be really curious to see how all of this is going to indeed be playing out. Both competitors are sighting in their cards and then are shuffling, and it looks like they are ready for game number 2. And this was also interesting plays as well. Both players in game 1 did not utilize whatsoever their Master Yis in the champion zone. And is that alone going to be an impact? Now, of course, we do have a dreaming tree that will be coming in as a different battlefield. And that means anytime that you target a unit here the first time, you will be able to draw a card. So, I mean, if you go ahead and play Discipline on your unit, then you are going to be drawing 2 cards instead of 1. And stacking up those cards are going to be a big shift in momentum, as well as the answers you find could be game-changing here. So I'm going to be interested to see how all of this is going. The mulligans are going on. The White Flame Protector staying in hand, and same. I mean, great at least start for Matt in this case, being able to go ahead and play out a Poro. And the next turn, even maybe going with a Mask of Foresight. That's going to be some great defense to be able to utilize there. But here's the big question. Do you go for maybe trying to hold the battlefield at this point and getting a card per turn? Or are you going to be hoping that you can then, go and stop your opponent from maybe getting extra cards on the Dreaming Tree? And that's the kind of stuff that you do need to utilize here a little bit, as the Mask of Foresight comes into play here, adding another +1 here. So not only does the Poro get shield 1 and is buffed at this point, but Mask of Foresight and Master Yi's ability together are going to be adding 2 or 3 additional might in total as this Poro is defending. So that is going to be very difficult. And again, that extra card a turn for Matt could be a big difference, but he has to hold this in order to get that back. So the Pit Rookie is going to stroll on in. Also, another Pit Rookie going to be coming in to buff the Pit Rookie. So again, that is going to be 3 there, going up to 5 when defending. And that is going to be a pass and a charm coming in. Now that's going to feel like a really great answer there. And a Defy as well. So you got to be a little bit careful about what you want to do here. We do see that Freaks has 2 Defies in hand at this point. So if you do end up going for the charm, you are going to maybe see both Defies coming out, because the last thing that you might want at this point is going to be the Pit Rookie being lost here. And already too much has been spent, so you're not going to be able to go ahead and play out the Snapvine in this case, but still, you can go ahead and move the Pit Rookie in. So yeah, there goes the first Defy. And Matt will have a choice here on deciding whether or not to defy the Defy. And if so, Freaks is going to have another Defy in hand. And so that alone will be really interesting. And this is the scary part. You're going to see a readied up Pit Rookie at this point as well. So could be going into the Dreaming Tree battlefield, and the second Defy comes out. Now, that is a big deal, though, because Freaks only has 1 more Defy in the rest of his 33 cards. And so the rest of the turn, I mean, pretty much Matt, if he does have the removal needed, will be able to go ahead and figure it out. Not only that, but the Defies are going to be setting back Freaks, because he had to recycle 2 in that case. And so this is going to be really interesting to see what's going to be happening here for the rest of the game. And is that going to be a deciding factor? And it looks like Pit Rookie is going to be moving in instead of attacking into the other base here. So a really interesting point. Wondering what might be happening here at that point. And the final Defy being found in hand. I mean, I'm just absolutely surprised by that personally. But still, it's a close game. 2-2 with Freaks taking game 1. The pressure is on Matt to go ahead and take this game 2. Otherwise, it is going to be a 2-0 in this finals. But still, so much game left to have. We are not counting anyone out just yet. The hard part is, though, with Freaks, at least, is you see 2 at the ready, you see 2 cards in hand, and it almost forces you to push out in this case. The third Defy is something that Matt is not going to be anticipating that, anyone has at this point, but it looks like it is just going to be a straight pass at that, and with also a Blitzcrank in hand, and so that's going to be interesting, and also being able to draw an additional card because of holding this battlefield here. That's going to be a big difference maker. That's already 2 additional cards, extra cards drawn that Freaks has been unable to utilize as well, and that can put Matt ahead. Now, again, the difficult part here, do I risk the Snap Vine? That would be putting up to 5. 3 cards in hand. Do you want to even bait that out, or do you want to just go ahead and attack in with the Poro? That's going to be the difficult decision making that you have here. At the same time, you could even go ahead and play out Blitzcrank over into your Grove of the God Willows, bringing over the Pit Rookie if need be as well. And so the hard part is there's just so much in the unknown here. He is going to be opting in to move in. That's going to be adding 2 with the Mask of Foresight, going up to 5. So right now, it is going to be a 5-5 if the Unguard ends up coming in. I'm not quite sure what kind of answer this is going to be able to bring. So that's going to be adding +2 to the Pit Rookie. And is that going to be the exchange there? Yeah, it looks like the Poro is going to be going the way of the Earth. It is not going to be enough to move in. And that, indeed, will also be a card drawn off of that. And so still, the 5 is now going to be here as well for the rest of the turn. And if you do go ahead and play Blitzcrank out, you are not going to be able to utilize Master Yi's Legend ability here. And another White Flame Protector, being able to channel a rune and draw a card off of finding your center. And looks like, yeah, going to be opting into the Blitzcrank. That is going to be bringing the 1 Pit Rookie over at that point. There is going to be no response for that. So that Pit Rookie will indeed die. And then just move the Pit Rookie back to be able to utilize the Legend ability from Master Yi. So both these competitors are competing currently on Tabletop Simulator. Freaks is up in game number 2, taking the first game against Matt here. And so this is going to be very difficult to maybe see what might be happening from here on out. There is, I mean, you could go ahead and even play out Master Yi at that point, though that wouldn't necessarily do too much. And it's like, I mean, do you almost want to just pass to back to Matt after playing maybe, you know, a Tasty Feyfolk out? And that's going to be a difficult thing, because the last thing you want is to be able to give your opponent maybe another turn. And if you go ahead and tap out 7 of your runes, then you're only going to initially maybe have 1 response at that point to be able to go ahead and defend out against anything that Matt might be throwing out at Freaks this next turn. So a big juggling act here to try to figure out what might be happening here. And this is going to be a big turn. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be a Tasty Feyfolk that is going to be moving into the Dreaming Tree. And that will be a total of 8 with Master Yi's ability. Now, of course, again, being able to activate the battlefield, and also, oh my gosh, a Rune Prison is going to be great to be able to see here. Now, of course, the Blitzcrank is going to be moving back into the hand because you did a score on the hold. And when you do, you know, of course, the Blitzcrank goes back. So, but that's going to be interesting. If you can go ahead and move the Pit Rookie and play the Blitzcrank, move everything. Oh, but you cannot actually activate anything at that point that has any green power, because you cannot play. Yeah, so you can't play Blitzcrank, you can't play Rune Prison or anything like that because you are rune locked right now. And that could very well be a shift in the tide for Matt right here. As, I mean, gosh, you have the Tasty Faefolk that could very well be coming in. Or sorry, not the Tasty Faefolk, the White Flame Protector that could be coming in at this point. And looks like they are going to be passing back. Now, at this point, it is very safe to say that next turn that Matt is going to be having, you know, potentially 2 green runes coming in. But even still, that one turn of not having any runes to be able to utilize, I mean, 3 of the cards in your hand, it is really slowing him down. And he had to play the clockwork and wasn't able to go ahead and recycle one of the green runes to be able to draw a card off of that. So that alone could be setting back Matt pretty dang far in this match. And, I mean, a discipline as well coming out for Freaks here. That's going to be interesting to see. And always, the temptation is sometimes, do I just go ahead and play the discipline on my Tasty Faefolk and then just immediately draw 2 off of that? If I happen to draw a charm off of it or anything like that, could be a big difference maker in utilizing those 2 cards to where the might even be a little bit more effective at that point. But, you know, sometimes that is a little bit too hasty of a call right there. And you got to juggle that around a bit. And so, yeah, right now it is Freak's turn. He has a lot to think about here, trying to figure out the board state. 3 runes at the ready as well for Matt. And that could be enough almost to make your opponent double check some things, make sure that everything is good here. But looks like Master Yi is going to be moving in, going up to 5 points for Freaks and passing with 3 runes at the ready. So challenge coming in could be a big difference maker, but still, it almost feels too little too late on this. You could go ahead and, you know, oh, what would you even want to do at this point? You could go ahead and play the Snapvine, challenge after the fact to deal the damage, you know, Room Prison the first person. But the Defy in hand, you could go Defy at that point, but that would be all of your green runes again spent at that point. And so I'm going to be curious to see how all of this is going to unravel, what Matt is going to be able to do. I mean, he's a very skilled competitor here. He's been able to make it to the finals, competing at a very high level in this league. But, I mean, again, he is going against such a formidable opponent here. And the hard part is, one mistake could turn everything around. And it is so hard sometimes, especially in the moment, feeling the pressure of this. Matt is down by a game at this point, and so he's going to need to be able to calculate out the correct course of actions here. And I do think, though, the Snapvine into Rune Prison after the Discipline. But Rune Prison, if I remember correctly, is an action. So if he passes priority... So yeah, that is going to be going ahead and being utilized there. Going and defying that as well to defy the defy. Oh no! And so a little backwards on that, and it looks like, unfortunately, the Snapvine is going to be going the way of the earth. And the Master Yi is going to be holding. That could be a big difference maker there. Now, of course, the damage is still there, so the Pit Rookie is going to be able to trade in as the Poro then goes and gets up to 5 points. So that's going to be a hard front, but 3 White Flame Protectors in hand right now. This is going to be a difficult... This is going to be such a difficult situation, but again, that is a lot to spend. But still, Freaks is going to be going up to 6 points and potentially 7 with the White Flame Protector coming in. And it's like, do you just go ahead and move over the Tasty Faithfolk at that point with Blitzcrank? But there's no way necessarily to be able to. And so with that, I think it's just going to be a pass over to Freaks and an Unguard coming into play. So another good answer to be able to add 2 might to your units here. And a White Flame Protector coming in, going to be adding 8 to then move. And the Poro is going to be getting a total of 4 added just by the abilities alone in the base and the Yi ability, and then also Shield. So that is 5 added, going to 7 of the 11. And still, I don't think that's going to necessarily be enough, but still the Rune Prison is going to be able to bounce back at that point with Notifies left. All 3 have been used here. So the Pit Rookie will be unable to destroy the Poro and will immediately go back to base as a standstill is held. And it is 6-6. Still, though, not necessarily the thing that you want to see at the start of your turn. The discipline is going to be really helpful. But still, this is a tough turn for Matt. And this turn could very well decide the game. He's going to need to go ahead and try to take care of the battlefields as needed. But the White Flame Protectors, I really feel like could just clutch this up for the final 2 points needed. Yeah, this is going to be tough. I'm going to be curious to see what might be getting out of here at this point. The hardest part is that Matt in both games hasn't necessarily seen big units to be able to utilize anything here. Could still go with the Master Yi, but still, even with that, is it going to be enough? And looks like is going to be deciding to go for the Blitzcrank. And so the Blitzcrank is going to be going ahead and grabbing... I mean, heck, you could grab the Tasty, you could grab the White Flame Protector, but either way, you're not going to be wanting your opponent to go ahead and get up to 7 points. So, but also, if you kill Tasty Faithfolk, that is going to be readying 2 or putting 2 runes out, exhausted, and then drawing a card. And so this is going to be interesting to see. The Unguard is going to be coming out and with no answers with that. So it looks like the Tasty Faithfolk is going to be utilized right before the move, and that is going to allow for a card to be drawn off of that. No answer to be able to add any additional might. And so that is 8-8 currently, and the Discipline could be coming in to going ahead and adding the final 2 needed. But no defies left in this game. And that's, I think, going to be the hardest part here is, I mean, even after you deal with all of this, how are you going to be able to maintain a board state? I mean, it's not looking good at this point. Even after the disciplines and things of that nature, the Masks of Foresight are completely out of the equation here. Master Yi's ability is done because you have 2 units here that are defending together, and therefore you are not able to activate any of that. And so many of your runes that you have already spent in this game just aren't able to be in such a pivotal moment in this league match. And so they are discussing among themselves currently to figure out what it needs to be done here. Because, yeah, this could be a very big difference making. Standing by in case they need any judge work or anything like that, though they should be able to resolve a lot of it. Time will tell. This is going to be the big exchange to figure out who's going to be winning the finals here. But even still, even if Matt is able to take this battlefield, I don't think it's going to be enough to be able to lock down the rest of this game, especially with the cards in hand. I mean, you're just looking at how much these White Flame Protectors have been able to make a difference for Freaks here in both of these games. And it looks like a challenge will be coming in, so it very well might not be that Freaks is going to be able, or Matt is going to be able to win this exchange. So therefore, he is going to try to do as much damage as possible to go ahead and take someone down with him as this trade resolves. And that very well, wow, that is going to be a huge shift right there. As Blitzcrank is the... Oh, nope, he's gone too. Yeah. And that very well could be the game. Now, of course, there is not going to be anything to challenge 12 runes. I mean, you could go ahead and play out the rune ramp and be able to... Or, nope, that wouldn't do anything. But still being able to put out the clockwork to draw a card. But you're wanting to go ahead and get... just anything at this point out onto the battlefields. But still, oh yeah, this is going to be interesting as well because we do have the ability to utilize Master Yi in Matt's champion zone. So this is going to be as close of a game as you can get here, as White Flame Protector is going to be moving in. Clockwork is going to be then going to reinforce, recycling an additional rune to be able to draw a card. This is going to be a big moment, and it is, oh my gosh, that just sealed the game. Here we go with a first mate to come in and get the final point, the top deck being able to secure the finals here as Freaks takes down Matt. And man, was that as close of a finals match as we could get there. Both doing such a great job, but unfortunately, I mean, the White Flame Protectors were such a pivotal shift in momentum for Freaks right there, and that was such a big difference maker. Not only that, unfortunately, Matt just wasn't able to find a lot of the answers needed. While Freaks was drawing a lot of the big answers, Matt just saw a lot of his little stuff for those games, and that unfortunately doesn't really leave as big of an impact in this end game. And I mean, it is such a battle of wills here on who can be able to maintain, you know, these battlefields. But man, such a great job by both these competitors, and a huge congrats to Freaks on being able to be crowned the champion, the first champion of the Rift, and a great congratulations to him on that as well, and as well as Matt for being able to make it to the finals and being the first finalist of the champions of the Rift. Just so you guys know, that is in my Discord. You are able to compete once a week. You are matched up with someone and schedule with them a best of 3 match. You can also do a challenge with them as well. And then you just play through 12 weeks in total to be able to go ahead and get into the final tournament, and that is exactly what both these competitors did. And man, they proved why Master Yi is not one to sit on. Man, this was a very exciting match, but guys, we got a lot of fun things coming for you still. Some more league matches coming your way, and it is just getting started. Huge congratulations again to Freaks. Well played there, Matt, and we'll see if they are able to climb to the very top again. And until next time, guys, have a good one. All right, guys, so that's the broadcast here. Now, I do still need to get some footage here for another video, so you guys are welcome to stay. I am going to be playing some Darius Hook for my next video coming out on YouTube, so you guys are welcome to be watching that game. So let's go ahead and turn off the tabletop simulator. There we go. Let's turn me back on here. Shrink me down. Honey, I shrunk the streamer. And go over here. Welcome, guys, and thank you so much for being here. Yeah, so that is an online league that I ended up running. You guys were able to see the finals match. So really great job by both competitors, and we will be also posting that video so everyone can see how that finals match went. But hey, really good job there. Now, this is going to be the big thing. Let me go over to Piltover Archive. Grab my Darius deck. I'm still deciding on what I'm going to be bringing to Vegas, Darius or Kaisa. Whoops, not open in Deck Builder. Export. Not edit. Wow, I'm tired. Okay, export as text, copy to clipboard. Decks. Now, this is going to be TCG Arena. And it is an online browser that you are able to play with. The other place that we played was Tabletop Simulator. It's about $20 on Steam. Very good place to play. And there's also multiple Discords that have options for you to be able to play on. So good stuff to see there. So here we go. We're going to start looking for a couple of matches here. I'm going to try to play 3 matches real quick. It's been a little buggy lately. There we go. Super Pandoro. Okay, we're able to find each other. All right, Darius test is chosen. Now, of course, this is going to be my Darius Hook. Ooh, against Jinx. Now, this is going to be interesting. So, let's go remove hidden. Let's start with Trifarian. Remove hidden. And visible by all. And yeah, we'll see how this ends up going. I've really loved Darius Hook here. It's been such a fun deck to be able to play. Oh, we barely lose the die roll, 10 to 12. Is your second Jinx still in play? All right, here we go, guys. So we do actually have a pretty good hand to start out with. We can go for a Poro and a... Okay, good. So it looks like the stack deck is going to be utilized. That'll be looking at the top 3 cards and putting one into hand. So there's a better way to do that. But a lot of people don't necessarily know the hotkeys just yet. You can go ahead and right-click and manage top cards, and then click show one more, show one more, show one more. And then be able to put them to the bottom that way. So... but yeah, so this is going to be interesting to see. Let me make sure. Yeah, I did do visible. Okay, Zon Warrens. So yeah, that definitely makes sense here. But this is going to be the big thing. If they are only able to go ahead and play out that one rune, then that should be a pretty good shift for us. So we're going to be able to get a third. Having Falling Star in our opening hand is really good as well. So we're going to start out with a Poro. Then we're going to use Darius's ability to be able to go into this. And then pass. So pretty much one of the best starts that we could anticipate here with that. Such a great combo to be able to utilize, seriously. Then, of course, if they do end up playing anything dangerous or that we're worried about, we can go ahead and Falling Star it. Vayne is also going to be a really good option for us to take back battlefields in this case. So we're already off to a really strong start, and it's going to be interesting to see what Super Pandoro is able to do. Going to be able to play a seal out. Now, are you... Oh, okay. I think, and this is definitely a newer player here. Might not necessarily know all the interactions or anything like that. Just someone learning the game, and, you know, this game's only been out for 2 weeks, so definitely makes sense. So is going to be recycling 2 runes, and that's one thing that I actually really like about Jinx is when I was going and playing online against people, there were multiple times where I was down to 2, 3, 4 runes and still able to do so much. And so, yeah, it looks like Seal of Rage is going to be coming in. Now, the correct course in that case would be to tap 1, have it be a floating rune at that point. Yeah, I think we just go ahead and I don't want to necessarily do that to Vi. Let's go ahead and move Poro into here. We'll see if there's any response, but I doubt it. We'll go up to 1. We waited 5 seconds. We'll discard and draw off of the Zon Warrens. Oh, and we got the hook. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go hook. Then we are going to go 1 and 1 and doop, and to go ahead and spin the Poro so we can look for 3 or up. Manage top cards. Show 5. Oh, that's not good. All right, so let's... Or, whoops, I can't play that. I can only play that, sorry. And then 2 deck bottom, 2 deck bottom, 2 deck bottom. Sorry. 2 deck bottom, sorry. Okay, so we can go ahead and play that, and when you play me, buff me. So we're going to go ahead and buff. And then go over to here. And we have 2 left. So if we really wanted to, we could then go ahead and still Falling Star. I think we're okay this turn. We don't want to get too hasty and spend recycling 2 runes for not a lot of benefit here. Let me move my head down just so you guys can see his score. And so this is going to be interesting to see. So it looks like, yeah, we got another unit coming out. That is going to be when you play me discard 1. And then discarding the scrap heap, that's going to be able to draw a card. That's such a good play right there. The only problem is if you aren't down to 1 card or less, your Jinx's legend ability is just pretty much dead, unfortunately. And so Ride the Wind is going to be coming in. Now, of course, that is going to be moving Jinx into a battlefield. Oh, or better yet, Chemtech Enforcer into a battlefield and readying it. Which is interesting because you could go ahead and even do, well, Vi would trade in on it, so. Okay. So it looks like we are going to be adding just 1 or 2. You're going to be wanting to go up to 5 at this point, because then you would be able to conquer both battlefields. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, this is going to be interesting, guys. I'm interesting move here. So that's going to be at... Why are you buffed? Oh, Assault. Okay, so let's go ahead and take out that. Yeah, I know. I'll move the Noxus. I'll take out your... Or, yeah, because I'm at 5. I don't know what this player is doing. Again, he's new, but still. That's fine. Go up for a point. Yep, there you go. Good job. Okay, let me see then. We're in a good spot. We found the hook. Now, I think in this case, we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. To play Vi. Vi comes in ready because they have that. Then, at that point, I think we want to attack in, tapping 1 to go there. To go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, they just left. He pinged the Vayne, but it's like, dude, like, what do you mean? Anyway, all right. You know, that happens a lot, but dang it. That's how it is. It's like, yeah, Vayne comes in ready, my dude. Which means, and that's why I did that, was because if I would take the battlefield after, Vayne wouldn't be able to come in readied. And so, because of that, I really just wanted to make sure that we would be able to. So I think I got time for one more game real quick. The hard part is, I love playing on TCG Arena, but the hard part is there's not necessarily, there's a lot of new players. And also, a lot of those new players just quit, up and quit. So that does make it a lot harder. But yeah, I got an important call coming in about 10 minutes. Oh, Kaisa. Okay. Rolled a 9. Not good. Okay, so... Not sure what Geronimo's doing, but here we are. Okay. Your choice. Okay. Okay, good luck. All right, we're going first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not horrible. We could also just, yeah. No, we can't do that going first. I still don't necessarily love that, but it's not the worst hand. Ready. Okay, here we go. 2. Let's go 1 for cleave. 1, 2 for that. And pass. It's a good way to get around it. still be able to play something out, and especially a 4-mic turn 1. That's going to stop any Hex Tech Rays or anything like that for us as well. So that's going to be really helpful. Then, of course, next turn, we're going to be able to play the Faithful Manufactor at that point as well. And that should be a good thing. So Watcher, that's going to be awesome. That's fine. We're more than happy about that. So let's go 1, 2, 3. Let's go and play that. Create a token, 1 recruit, and drag it in. Now, I think we do go over here. Gain 1. So if it does end up getting destroyed, it can't be destroyed by Void Seeker. That's one of the nice things about Trifarian War Camp at that point. Is that, yeah, we are able to then go ahead and not have to worry about that. Yeah, you're good there. Yeah. Now, one thing that we do have to be careful about is if any runes remained ready, they, of course, can just move in. And so, test the waters first. Because, again, if he does anything, then that's fine. Let's try this. See if there's any response thinking. So he does potentially have a thing. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. If I had one more rune. And they're back. And pass. Now, the problem is they're at 7. That can be very dangerous for us going against Kai'Sa. And so I'm going to be curious now. Kai'Sa does have... Yep, there's the Acathine Rain. All right. Well, so 2 there. So 3 on Hopeful, 3 more. So which other 3? You can do 2. I mean, I should have waited on that, technically. 2 on Spectral, yeah. And 1 on Faithful, yeah, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Still going to be able to, you know, move into a battlefield or something and try to take it. Not necessarily the worst situation for us. We're going to be at 5 again. So we can play Poro out. Hi. Almost done. How are you? Oh, good. Good day? Nice. So, yeah, it was okay for me, too. Wasn't necessarily, like, great, but wasn't horrible. 1, 2, 3. And that. To go that.
Are you live?
Yes, technically. What's up? You sure? Okay. I'll be done in, like, 5 minutes, okay? So... I think that is the turn now. Of course, we could either... I don't want to necessarily do Grand Stratagem just yet. You paid 5 for a 4-cost Matron. Oh, whoops, did I? Oops. Yeah, that's supposed to be 4. So, might have messed up a little bit there. Oh, well. That's the thing. That's sometimes the hard part about playing online. Also, one change that I am going to be making is daring Poros into the deflect Poro, pouty Poros. That's going to be the big thing there. Another Nox is hopeful. Okay, that's fine. No gear yet. Or, yeah, no baited hook yet, which is fine. We're managing. Okay, so that's a good move. Let's see. One at the ready. Okay, fine. Let's go one into here. Yeah. So we're at 5. I mean, gosh. At this point, it's like, I almost think... This is tough. We're going to pull that back and pass. This is one of our hardest matchups here. And so we're hoping that they're not going to be able to... They're going to take both. That's fine. I don't care if they take both necessarily. Okay, Darius coming out, reinforcing that. That's fine. That's not the biggest deal. 1-to-1 or 2-to-2 in that case. Yeah. Okay. That's going to be a free card for him. That's fine. And then moving in for the Conquer, that's going to be 5 there as well. So it's 5-to-5 currently. Okay. And our turn. We got a baited 4 at the ready. Not necessarily ideal. I think we could still go 5. We'd go to 7. That's at 9. So that's the thing. It's like, okay, so we could go to 10. Yeah, we could go to 10. That wouldn't be horrible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go Darius. 1. For cleave. Okay. So let's move into there. Played 4. That's fine. That should still be a trade. Thinking. Yeah, we don't want to kill it this time, but that's still going to be a trade. Okay, yeah. Yeah. I think... Do we just pass at this point? I don't feel like they have so many cards in hand at this point. Remove. Draw 2. Pass. That actually should be a pretty good answer because we'll have the ability to do both. As long as they don't have a falling star, we should be able to win this game. They have 10, though. Okay, good. They don't have any of the, no, whatchamacallits. Time warps. No time warps. That's good. Oh, there's falling star. Yep. Yeah. GG. The one answer. The one answer. Oh, well, guys. Yeah. Figured. Good game, though. Good game. All right, guys. I got to get going real quick. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to bring more stuff to you here.